What's up guys, Jivan back with the final installation of the Road to Champs video. In this series you get to follow along my road to champs, as well as get tips to help you along on your road to champs. Before we hop into this video, please consider using code JivanTV in the item shop, or at least make sure you're using somebody's code because it helps us out a ton. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So if you've been following along my road to champs, you know that I keyed the first divisions, but once I got to Division 7, the game started getting really sweaty, the third parties have been insane, and so I started playing really safe in Division 7, trying to secure safe wins and a safe road to champs. The way I do this is by rotating to dead side. With this zone, you can see it pulling far to the east. When a zone pulls far in one direction, where does it go? Usually further in that direction. So I'm trying to get to dirty side of zone because zone is probably going to pull over there, and that's where the least amount of players are going to be. However, I get attacked before I can get over there. I know I need to end this fight fast before third parties show up. However, this player gets a big hit on me. So when I have a health disadvantage in a fight, I'm trying to tunnel away, get some heals off, but I'm also looking for opportunities to get the opponent weak. Because if you can get them weak, they'll go and heal, and you will have a chance to heal as well. So it worked out great there. I got heals off, but then third parties show up. I'm gonna skip a lot of this because I was just hiding. Literally 4 players rolled up, and this is what happens in Division 7. If you fight in the middle of the map, you're gonna get rolled up on by like 10 people. So I waited for a few of them to leave, and then this guy pushes me. I'm trying to go for rat plays. I'm hiding in builds because I don't have too many mats, and I'm able to get the jump on him by doing this. Once I get him weak, I know I need to end that fight right away, so I just take a 50-50. When you have a health advantage like that, sometimes 50-50 is the best way to go, especially if you're low on mats. Immediately following that, I try to get out of there as quick as possible before more people roll up. I get all the way to dirty side of zone, and I just start farming up mats. There's not many people left in the game at this point, so taking a fight here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I get sniped and I have a health disadvantage. I know that someone's gonna push up to me. Sure enough, somebody does, so I just take the fight confidently. I'm playing safe in my builds because I know a lot of other people are around, and if you get in like a build fight here, you're gonna get third party sprayed at so quickly. So I was able to end that fight fast because he just psychoed on in. I just had to hit my shots and the fight was mine. And then this happened. I don't know what went on here, but yeah, I'll take it. So I rotate up to the zip line here. I had so many launch pads, so I just launch padded up to the zip line. I'm trying to figure out where both players are. I know one is beneath me, but I didn't know where the other one was, so I was hesitant to push. Sure enough, as soon as I push, the other player launch pads into third party, but I have a lot of launch pads, so I just get right back on high ground. Build fights is one of my strongest skills, so when this guy started build fighting me, I just took it confidently, but if it would have gone on for any longer, I would have dropped. On top of that, I have a lot of launch pads, so if we get sprayed out, I can use those launch pads to get out of there. I was able to clean this up by getting a cone over top of my opponent here, but dude, they hit me for so much, that was crazy. Immediately after getting that kill, I try to get a better position because I know the other player is about a third party. I'm just running away until I can heal up. Once I get healthy, that's when I get ahead of zone and start to hold the opponent. The best place to be at all points in time in moving zones is ahead of zone. That way you don't have zone pushing up on your back and you're just in the better position to hold the opponent. Once I get weak here, I don't really have any minis to pop and I don't have time to pop a big, so I just focus on staying ahead while chug cannoning. The other player dropped all the way to low ground, so I gotta get down immediately. He starts spraying me out, and when he's spraying me out, I know I'm gonna fall eventually, so I try to place walls to block his shot and then get back up. He has no mats, so I just have to hit my shots to win it. Caught him slipping there with breaking me out. But that's the general idea for Division 7 games. You know, you want to try to avoid fighting in the middle of the map. It's so sketchy there. So many people are getting demotivated because of the fact that there's so many third parties and everybody's so sweaty right now. But guys, listen, this part of the season is the time to improve. All the sweats are on the game, and so you're just going to be fighting good players left and right, and there's so much to learn from those fights. This is one strat to avoid third parties. If you get pushed in a place like this where you know you're going to get third partied, wait for the third party to show up. As soon as they start fighting the other player, dip out of there just like I'm doing here. The third party starts fighting the opponent, I just immediately drop down and run away. Because, you know, right now it's just one third party, but in a second there's going to be like 10 more people rolling up here. You got to think about it. Craggy could roll up, all the people from Pleasant, maybe even Boney. A lot of people are going to rotate here because it's like center of zone. So I just got to the center of the third zone and I kept pulling zone, so I'm just chilling there. I was so close to champs, so I just wanted to clutch up these placements and I'll focus on improving my fighting once I get to champs. So this player pushed up to me at half and half zone and I got a health advantage, so I'm just aggressing him like crazy. Biggest thing to note is that I always position myself on the side of his boxes where other people won't have an angle on me. So if they do spray at our fight, they're gonna be spraying him. This dude was really slippery, but notice how I'm just keeping the pressure on. He never has a chance to heal. And then with enough pressure, you know, his game is just over. I feel kind of bad, you know, I griefed the poop out of him, but he's the one that pushed me, so fair game. Following that fight, you know what I do? Get right to front side of zone. That's the place to be at all points in time. Once I get to front side of zone, I build up a little bit so that I have a high ground advantage, and I'm just looking back for tags. I get this guy pretty weak here, and so he's on front side of zone. That's where I want to be anyways, so I just push up and try to fight him. He kept tunneling away, and I knew I needed to end that fight fast so that I didn't get into bad positioning. So I thought about going ahead of zone, but then I see him build up here and it seems like a good place to push. I fake ramp phase into his box. When he sees the ramp go behind me, he thinks I'm gonna jump in. So then he stops holding his wall and starts building up, and I'm able to get him coned and boxed here. And then immediately I just get the loot I need and I just launch pad to the front side of zone because that's the place to be. Real quick, I'm gonna slow that down again. So right here, I place a ramp behind me like I'm gonna jump in his box, so he edits up. When he edits up like that, I'm able to track his movement and get him coned off here and finish the fight. After I got ahead of zone here, it's just a 1v1. I got the guy super weak, and then it's all about just chasing him down and trying to finish the fight before he can get to max health again. Dude actually got a lot of heals off, but I was able to clean this up here. Kinda a little clipperoony right here, bruh. So now that we broke down 2 games, let's hop into a few fights where I played really well, and I'll break it down for you guys. So this first fight, I'm putting a lot of attention into reading my opponent. I say this a lot, but like, look at this. I read him like a book here. Right there, I hit that pre-fire because I knew he was gonna shoot that ramp. Dude had his gun out for so long, and so I was able to read that he was looking for a pre-fire, so I do a counter pre-fire. Right here, he has his shotty out, so I get the ramp one shot, let him shoot it, and then I shoot him. Then I try to attack from above. I see him go into my box, and so I edit the ramp, but don't take a 50-50. I stay above to finish that up right there. Now, I had to include this. I learned this from FaZe Martaz. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this video where you make a fake box and hide behind it. I finally did this absolutely perfectly against a W King Sweat, and I'm definitely gonna start doing this more. The way you do it is when the opponent is pushing up like this, you pretend like you're getting into a box. That way they push a wall and you can go for a shot, just like that. Then I get him coned here and I mess up the clip by missing the shot, but I was able to attack from the side to finish it up. I knew he couldn't build a wall there, so that was the perfect angle to strike from. In the next fight, I do one of my favorite moves to do in build fights. So cones are one of the most useful things in build fights, and I use it perfectly here. When you have an opportunity to drag cones like I did there, it's a really good thing to do because it blocks a lot of their directions that they could possibly go. So right here I'm ramping up, I put a cone over top of me and I drag it in the box over. That way if they walk back, they're gonna have a cone underneath them and I'm able to get them boxed here and finish it up. Beautiful fights, man. So we don't have as many fights to include in this part of the video because I've been playing safer in Division 7. But I'm going to show you one more example of how to play in Division 7 here. I literally got third-partied by like 20 people, but I made it out alive. And I had one of my most clutch moments ever. Let's get into it. So I was fighting this guy off spawn, and I'm trying to end it fast and safely before anyone from Corny Complex can rotate over or anywhere else. When they have 2 boxes made like this, they almost always go for this edit play, so I tried to stay a little bit back. But I hit them for 30 white, so at this point I know they're so weak, have no shield, and I'm just aggressing like crazy. I don't have the most health either, so I'm not taking a 50-50, but instead I'm looking for a nice angle, just like this here. When I get the wall, I could have edited a window, but I get to the side and use the wall as a right-hand peek, and I finish that up, but somebody else pushes up immediately. Right away, I want to start looking for a health advantage opportunity in this fight, because they're going to be aggressing like crazy. They just saw me finish a fight, so they predict that I'm really weak right here. However, they were playing safe above, and I couldn't get an angle on them, and they kept getting little tags on me, and it was so annoying. I go for the big pop play, and the second I pop it, they get another tag on me, and I lose all my shield. So at this point, I'm down so bad, I don't even know how much health they have because I haven't been able to get an angle. But here's where I turn it around. So I got that cone over top of them, and I keep pressuring this wall so I get a little nice tag here with a safe right hand peek. When I go for another, they already closed it off, but I go for an angle from above because I know I have that cone. I try to pre-fire the floor here because I need to get whatever damage I possibly can. They didn't go for it. So I'm playing safe in my box again because I am so weak. One bullet from anything will kill me. I see them start to go for this wall, so I double layer it in case they take it, but then I strike from above really fast. I back up while taking this peek shot, that way they have the toughest angle possible, and then I knew I had the cone on top and I was able to finish it up. However, right away, 3 more players push up. Like I said, Division 7 third parties in the center of the map are ridiculous. You need to get out of the center of the map. After some time, I stopped dropping at this spot because center of the map drops are just not it, and I started going to outskirt spots, and the games have been so much easier since I started doing that. Eventually, I sneak out of there and I start rotating down to retail caddy side of the map. I know that's where the least amount of players will be and where zone will most likely pull. If you've been following these videos, you know that when zone pulls in one direction, it usually pulls there again. On my way over there, the zone pulls pretty close by and I clap this guy on the way there. You guys already saw that fight. And then this guy pushes me on this island here, but I don't want to take that fight. It's not in the safe zone and it's not going anywhere because he's playing safe in a building. So I just get out of there. When you're in a fight like that where they're playing really safe in their build, sometimes it's better to just disengage. So I'm in center of map and this guy pushes up. I get a really big health advantage. So what do? I psycho right away. I don't want to let this player get any heals off. I want to keep that health advantage. But while I'm pushing here, I get hit really hard. So I just back off, get healed up, and this player still wants to keep box fighting. And I played this really well. I was playing really good angles, but my pump was doing no damage whatsoever. I should have had that cleaned up there. I get this really nice window peek right here, and knowing I have a health advantage, I keep on pushing here, and I get this wall and the cone, and then I line up the nicest shot ever, and it does 30 damage. So I said screw it, I was done with that. Zone pulls really far here, and because there's more people alive in this late game, I don't want to launch right away. I want to wait until somebody else launches first. That way if people are going to spray people out of the sky, they'll shoot him and I'll have a freer launch pad rotate. From there, it's just important to stay on front side of zone and spray at people on your rotate. Stay ahead, spray back, that's the method. While I'm rotating here, I'm keeping my eyes open for free refresh opportunities, and I see this guy, and I was just able to cut him off. He didn't even pull out his gun. So that was clutch for me, and then I just focus on getting ahead once I get all those mats. I try to conserve as much as possible. I'm always paying attention to where my biggest angles of danger are so that I can block off those angles and those angles only. I see this player rotating behind me, so I look for that. It wasn't a free refresh, so I just focus on getting ahead after I went for that. But the zone pulled far again, and I messed up my launch pads. You always gotta look around to make sure the launch pad is free. Look at this, bro. I literally got stuck in a cone with a launch pad beneath me, so I'm just bouncing around. So that was sketchy. When you get in a situation like that, overbuilding is like the only thing you can do to make it out of there safely. But because I overbuilt, I went through a lot of mats, and so once I actually get healthy again, I gotta be really careful about what mats I use and when I use them. Right here, my main goal is to get the high ground player to focus the other guy. I'm trying to stay invisible, which is why I went beneath the other player here. But the dude on height kept spraying me. Eventually, I just have to drop down because I'm down to 2 builds. I gotta get out of there. It's the only hope for this game, especially since zone pulled down here. One of them dies to fall, and that saved my game. I got a few mats, and I was able to clutch up with what I got there. I just had to keep the pressure on the high ground player, make sure that he drops. I almost lost this. I really cannot believe I won, but yeah. That's the last game I'm going to be showing. I actually hit champs at exactly 6,000 arena points. What a satisfying way to hit champs, bro. But thank you guys for watching this series. Hopefully it helps you on your road to champs. Now that we finished this series, I'm going to be dropping some mechanical videos, an apartment tour, and more coming soon. So be sure to hit that sub button, hit that like button, and use code JivanTV in the Fortnite item shop. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.